Greetings, Mario Party 8 is my personal favorite Mario Party, but to say it didn't have problems is wrong. But what are they? Well, let's start with the actual boards first, starting with Donkey Kong's Treetop Temple where, hold on. Yeah, there's nothing here. What can I say? Favorite board privilege. But let's get on to the next board where problems do arise. Goomba's Booty Boardwalk, where I only have one major issue. The stars are free. Like, what the fuck? You're telling me a pirate is just giving stars away? For free? Like a charity? He's a pirate, shouldn't we have to buy it? And that's my problem. This board's layout is great. Do you skip the board to get to the star faster? Or do you take the slower path where you can buy items and get more money? But because the star is free, you have no reason to go the longer path because you don't have reason to buy items here really. And I'll get into that later. But now, how do we fix this? Well, it's obvious. Make the stars cost money. And with him being a pirate, we could have a little thing where whenever you get to him, the price of the star could randomly be chosen from like, I don't know, 15 to 35 coins, chosen at random. This would improve the board, as now you couldn't guarantee yourself to buy a star, because if you send 20 coins on a dolphin and then you only had 20 coins, you could be screwed over and not be able to buy the star, which would add a risk and reward element and making going the shorter path worth it, as now you can't guarantee yourself buying a star. And this one change will make this the best straight line board, probably in all of Mario Party. And boom, one board fixed. Now let's go on to King Boo's Haunted Hideaway, where it's gonna be really hard because I don't like this board, because it's random. But that's also the appeal of this board. So I don't know a way that you could make this board more bearable, but if I had to like think of a way, is to make the board bigger, with like 4 false exits and 2 real exits or star points or whatever. Mainly because being given more time of the randomly selected layout would make it more enjoyable in my opinion, and this would help with the annoying layout swap cutscene, and just being able to have more time with the layout would just be better able to learn the layout and not make it feel like you're just buying golden mushrooms or triple candies, but who the fuck cares, and just hoping for the best. Well, it will still feel like that, just not as much though. And that's another board fixed with an asterisk, but let's just go on to Shy Guy's Perplex train because that's gonna be easier. Where this time I do have problems, and this board is rather boring. Happening spaces and the main thing with the cards being switched around is kind of boring because there's only like 2 or 3 happening spaces that do that, and the rest are good. But for this board, I feel like they should have done something else. And as for fixing this, it's really easy. Add more Kamek happening spaces. Maybe add like 10 more, or just make it so there's like 12 or 15 Kamek happening spaces. And Bowser and DK would fit this dynamic way better, making this train front make you lose or gain a star, well, more often, and you know, being able to fuck yourself or fuck someone over, although you probably want to screw someone over, not yourself. But I personally think that doing that, I'd also just like adding a Kamek just like in one of the cards telling you to pay like, I don't know, 10-20 coins to switch the order of the train carts around would do wonders for this board's replayability and just make it way more fun to play. But now into another board with no problems, Koopa's Tycoon Town. You may ask why I'm including 2 boards without problems. Well, I might as well because it would sound weird without them. And the last board, Bowser's Warped Orbit, where it's sort of a mediocre board because nothing really happens. You just go in a circle, and occasionally there's a Bowser or a Bullet Bill candy, and occasionally get screwed over by the gates. So how do we fix this? Well, most likely we need to change the board's layout to, well, not just be a single circle, but for it to be 2 circles like fair square, and add like paths to the board, or even better, make it 2 semicircles inside the big circle with a line connecting them in the middle. But that's just my idea to fix this board. Sort of boring board, honestly. And that's for the board. But now for the biggest problem Mario Party 8 has: this space variety. Mario Party 8 spaces suck, frankly. Like, seriously, no dual spaces, lame. And the bigger problem, lucky spaces. Yeah, remember when I said DK Street Up Temple has no problems? Well, that's only half true, because lucky spaces suck, and they're just a free star with lots of money. The only board it works well on is Koopa's Tycoon Town, because it works with the gimmick, but other than that, they ruddy suck. And you wanna know the worst, most insulting part? They already solved this problem in the story mode, where there's dual spaces and lucky spaces were replaced with challenge spaces. Marginally better, but still is basically just free coins. But I do also have a way that it could be implemented into the party mode. And to do that, let's look at Mario Party 8's theme. A carnival. And what do carnivals have? Mini games. At least I think so. But yeah, I believe having a few short carnival-based mini games like bottle throw, free shot contest, duck catching, and having a few other short carnival-based games. And the thing with this, first place will get like 10 coins, second place will get 5 coins, third place will get minus 5 coins, and fourth place will get minus 10 coins. I feel if it was implemented like that, then challenge phases could work well in the party mode, and then that would fix Mario Party 8's biggest flaw. Just adding dual spaces, also changing back to green or any other color that isn't orange, and getting rid of lucky spaces and replacing them with either my idea challenge games or just flat out removing them. But now, for Mario Party's second biggest flaw, the items. And here, more or less, that's to do with the fact that it's a very small roster, and there is still items that are nullified by another item out of the 12. And that's not accounting for the fact that Tornado Candy doesn't appear on some boards, mainly Koopa's Tycoon Town. And I think like 2 other boards, not counting Warped Orbit, 2 of them have another item, these being Thwomp and Bolo candies. And more so the Bolo candy as basically has no use compared to the Vampire, which is better in every single way besides cost. But with the Vampire candy, you can easily take 10 coins from every player no matter where they are on the board. And because they can both be gone from free from the hovering candies, getting even 5 coins is good enough, as you still get coins from every player no matter their location, while Bolo at most can only take 10 coins 10 spaces in front of you. Meaning you have to have every player in close proximity, and that's not accounting for alternative paths, which cripple the Bolo candy more. And for the other candy, the Thwomp candy, is also another one that's less useful, but it still has a bit more use than the Bolo candy compared to its better item, the Cash Sap, which again can Cash Sap a random person from anywhere on the board, but it does only hit one person. But getting 2 people with the Thwomp candy is rare, and you still have to be near the people, which again requires good luck and or timing. And the Thwomp candy is also a rare candy, so that, including its rarity, make it less useful to buy, which means that there's only like 10 actual good items. As for the former 2 or 1, because I don't think Thwomp candy can appear in the free item slot thing. But anyway, only having 12 items with 2 of them being semi-useless. But how do we fix this? Well, it's the story mode once again. The devs knew of this, and instead of implementing it into the party mode, it only stayed in the story mode, because in the story mode, Bolo takes 20 coins like the items similar to it in previous games, like the Bowser suit in Mario Party 4, 2, and 3, but yeah, just making that one change fixes the item completely and now adds more play opportunity, as the coin count could be like 20, 3, 9 coins for the other free player. So Bolo would be better as you could cripple them more, well, the person with 20 coins, and would also mean hitting the 2 people could probably net more than the Vampire, which as discussed takes 10 coins from everyone anywhere on the board. And now for Thwomp, which is harder, but I personally believe you should be able to keep the coins. But to balance this, once you get to someone's space, if you rolled high enough, you smash them, take half their coins, and you stop. No matter if you have 2 or 8 spaces left to move, if you smash them, you stop and take the money. And I also believe there should be a few more items added, like a candy that steals a star. These do exist in Warped Orbit, but this will be for the other boards minus Tycoon Town, and will let you steal a star from a player you pass. I also believe there should be an item that hinders someone's movement. And that's right, the poison mushroom. Now, would it be useless like always? Probably. But way to combat this is to make the opponent roll 1 to 3. And it'll probably sell for like 5 or 10 coins. And the blue one would sell for, I don't know, like 10, not 10, like fucking 20, 30 coins. But that's the ideas for the items. And now on to some minor things. And now for some minor things. The first one, overreliance of motion controls. Now I don't hate the motion minigames like most people do, but there was definitely an overreliance of motion controls. Like menus, hitting the dice, buying an item, checking the map, choosing a path, using an item. It's too much, and these definitely should have been mapped to button controls. Also, no classic controller or pro controller support, like, yeah, motion controls. But for pointer minigames, they could have been mapped to the right stick, while the ones with the haha funny hand movements could have been mapped to the A button. Although, crank to rank may get the Mario Party 1 treatment, like Tug of War and Paddle Battle, but who the fuck cares? That's fun enough. It builds character, those minigames. The duels are also a bit bad because the initiator gets a huge advantage. If you win, stars appear in the roulette if you're the initiator, but if you win as the person who was dueled, you only get coins in the roulette. And it's especially unfair once you get good at timing the roulette, as you can steal stars. And a way to fix this is to do the Mario Party 6 style of duels, where you wager stuff, so it's fair on both sides. Well, more fair, but still. And for the last thing, the final 5 turns event. Again, it should have just been how it was in Mario Party 6, where there's a bunch of options. Chump Charity could have been one, but there also should have just been, you know, the classic Mario Party 6, where it's like, last place to see 40 coins, you get an item, or a few other things. But that's gonna be the last minor thing. Now, I could discuss the extra modes in the extra 10, but no, they're meant to be shitty, aka they're meant to be little novelties and not the main focus. But with these changes, I believe Mario Party 8 could have been a near flawless game. But anyways, that's going to be the end of this video. If you like what you saw, like and subscribe, and if not, tell me why in the comments. And I'll see y'all later.